Okay, so once again you are most welcome. Please, we have now changed the pattern a little bit. All right, it was in fact in my inbox I received a lot of messages concerning the marking guide of Wakissha Mathematics 2025, and we are in for it. Here we are starting with item 1 strictly. Okay, now we are going to be having our revision mock series also, just like we have our revision series as usual in physics, math and chemistry. Here we are in for Wakissha paper of 2025. Alright, good. And now we agreed that we shall always be bringing item per item. Alright, so because we looked into it that if we make a video of around 4 numbers, it will be very lengthy. So we shall be making one video, one item. Alright, good. And in here we are in for Wakissha 2025 item 1. Alright, good. In here you're going to learn a lot of new things. Alright, good. Now we still call for your support by subscribing to the channel. Please don't forget to hit the like button, that thumb, hit the thumb. It only takes 1 second to do that. Then we also call for your support, of course, in the comment section. Still, you write something little, can be a simple thank you or anything, or even, by the way, which other way do you think we can get this improved? You never know, there are things which are not moving on well. Where? Or if not that, you can hit my inbox right there. The number is on the screen there at the bottommost part. Already good. Once again, my name is Mtanda Samir. Let's get there. Watch the video to the end, right? Alright, so we simply remind you to share, like, and also leave a comment. Alright, good. Let's start off. Okay, good. Now this is our mighty Wakissha item 1. Please, we're going to discuss very many boards, ITEL. Alright, we have UMTA. Shall we bring them forward? Shall we bring them forward? So no worries. Just keep to the channel, subscribe. Alright, good. Please make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss out the next hot videos coming soon. Alright. Now, alright, let's start off. Get our laser pen. Get our laser pen. Where are you? Okay, good. We start off. Alright, so they're saying most about 25 textbooks and 35 exercise books at Uganda shillings 135,000 from Kampala Modern Styles Bookshop. From the same bookshop, Menya. Oh, alright, so anyway, Menya bought 21 textbooks and 38 exercise books and spent Uganda shillings 13,000 less than Musa's expenditure. Alright, good. Now, in Mukono Bookshop, the cost of a textbook is 5% less than that of exercise book. Less than that of exercise book is 5% more than in the Kampala Modern Styles Bookshop. Menya still bought the same number of textbooks and exercise books, and even Musa from Mukono Bookshop. Please, we agreed. Like if I pick a question from any mock body, can be okay. Any mock body, I don't tend to change any English there, so you bear with me. I cannot edit regardless. If there is any error in the writing, I just leave it the way it is for the safety anyway. Alright, good. So task part A. As a senior 4 student, help Musa and Menya to find out the price of an exercise book and a textbook. This dot isn't there. And a textbook in the Kampala Modern Modern Styles Bookshop. Alright, and please, I will also give a disclaimer. Any typing error in this question is all about me. It does not belong to the mock body like Wakissha in particular. It's all about me. So if you find any spelling error here, it's all about me. Maybe the GeoShare software which messed up somewhere because it works with the internet and maybe it jammed a little bit. So a disclaimer, whatever you see on this channel is all about me. Alright. Part B, which bookshop would you advise Musa and Menya to buy from and why? Anyway, that's a simple of cut. Let's go through slowly while making some bit of analysis. Okay, we move. They're saying Musa bought 25 textbooks and 35 exercise books. Now you see that at Uganda shillings 13,000, rather 135,000. Good. In Kampala, okay, Kampala Modern Styles Bookshop. From the same bookshop, Menya bought 21 textbooks, all right, 38 exercise books, and spent 13,000 less. Please, the word less in mathematics, the word less in mathematics simply means we are going to do what? Simply means we are going to subtract. Okay, simply means we're going to subtract. All right, good. So the word less means subtracting, less than that of Musa's expenditure. Remember, Musa's expenditure was 135,000. So less means subtract this minus that amount, which is 13,000. Now, there's something I want you to see. We have the number of items bought, 25 textbooks. Then you have the other items bought, 35 exercise books. There are two categories here, textbooks and exercise books. Then they are giving us a total. Are you seeing that? They are giving us a total. Now, whenever I see that, if they are giving part, two categories, two different categories, specifying the number, then they give you the total amount for all of them, not specifying that maybe a textbook is this much or exercise book is this much. Then you just know you are always in for simultaneous equations. Just know you're in for simultaneous equations. Alright, good. And then the same thing, 21 textbooks for Menya, 38 exercise books for Menya, and then the total is 13,000 less than that of Musa. Now with this, we shall begin by letting. Now you can choose to do this. On the rest of this, you can choose to do this. Say for example, you'll say maybe let the textbooks, okay, let's call the textbooks, let's call them X, and the exercise books, let's call them Y. Now let's write an equation about Musa. Now the equation for Musa's equation will be, alright, good. Musa's equation will be 25 textbooks will mean 25x, so 25x right there. The word and means a plus, so I'll put the plus. Hope we are together there. 35 exercise books, 35, but exercise books are which letter Y is at Uganda shillings 135,000, so equals to 135. You see that? Thousands. That's Musa's equation. Another one is what? We have Menya. Don't you see that we have Menya here? Okay, Menya. 21 textbooks. Alright, that's 21x. Plus it is and means a plus. 38 exercise books will give us, now they say 13,000 less than Musa's expenditure, meaning that Musa's expenditure was 135,000. You can really see that. Now it means that here we are going to subtract the 13,000. Of course, less means you're going to subtract. Alright, good. Now these are the two equations we are going to have, and that's what we want. In fact, part A is saying, as a senior first student, help Musa and Menya to find out the price of an exercise book and a textbook. Now the prices of an exercise book is X. The price of a textbook is X. The price of an exercise book is letter Y. Once you find that, then we shall put in the prices. Because just know why are we having 25x here is because when you get 25 textbooks times the cost for each textbook, you'll get the total. So that this X here is the amount of money. Y is for exercise books, X is for textbooks. I think without wasting time, let's get there. Part A, we get it answered. Alright, good. So let's start by letting, shall we say. Let X represent the price of a textbook. We have already hinted on that. Then next, let Y represent the price of an exercise book. Alright, great. Then we start with who? Straight away, let's start with Musa. I've already done that. So Musa. Alright, good. Then let's pick the statement. The statement said 25 textbooks and 35 textbooks at that. That's the statement I've just picked out in the question directly. It doesn't. Please, you can't even do without that. Whatever you're seeing in green, you can do without it. In fact, I'm just putting it for easy understanding. So that will mean that our equation will be that. And that's our equation 1. I've explained how that comes about. Next, we go to Menya. Next, we go to, in fact, this is meant to be Menya, though, however, this software again wrote Musa. Okay. Please, I'm really sorry, but this is meant to be for Menya. Okay, we have corrected that. So, bought 21 textbooks and 38 exercise books and spent shillings 13,000 less than. I've highlighted the word less than, which means subtract Musa's expenditure. So, shall have 21x plus 38y is equal to the 135,000 minus 13,000. Let's summarize this. Let's summarize it like when you subtract here, what do you get? Subtract these two, you get that. the 122,000 Uganda shillings. So that is equation 1. Have equation 2. Now remember, they want the values of x and y, but these are two simultaneous equations. Any method you use, avoid to the max. So shall say solving equations 1 and 2 simultaneously, and here we're going to specify, please, we are going to use elimination method. Please, you can opt for matrix method, elimination, substitution method. We used to have the Cramer's rule, but it's phased out. Then also the shoeless method, it is also phased out. Okay, that was back then in all the curriculum. We don't need here. So here you must be ready for elimination, matrix, and substitution method. Now we have to get this equation solved. Let's go to the next part. Okay, getting them solved, let's first of all remind ourselves of this equation. So those are our two equations. There we are. Okay, there we are. We're going to use elimination. And now in elimination method, I will explain first. In elimination method here, what you're going to do is simply, now it's in red ink, this one here must come up there like that. I'm using that color. Let me pick another color here. It means that even right here down, you must always do this. So this one in green comes down, which is 25. I've used a different color for specification. Are you seeing that? This one which is here comes there, and the one which is here comes there. Then next you do the multiplication. I think let's get there. So we shall have a 25 there, we shall have a 21 there. Next we are going to carry out the multiplication specifically for the one up, like we have that. Now this implies that if you check very well, a 21 times a 25, you'll get 525x, and a 21 times a 35, you'll get 735y, and a 21 again times 135,000, you'll get 2,835,000. That is it. We have harmonized that. Let's go to the next part. Another equation, we go about the multiplications. So again, you're going to apply this by this and write there an answer, this by this, write there an answer, this by that, write there an answer. So let's get there. Okay, it comes back to that. Now you realize that, of course, I know you're surprised. You realize that here, this one here is going to be, I think that they are the same, similar. In fact, to eliminate means, like say for example, you have y. To eliminate y, you just say minus a y to give you a 0. Maybe you have 5y, and now to eliminate it, I'll just say minus 5y to get a 0. That's what we call elimination. Now I think that these ones here are equal, they are the same. So they are the ones you're going to eliminate or kill off. Alright, good. And without wasting time, let's try to eliminate. And how are you going to eliminate? How can you make it? In fact, how can you get a 0 right here? How can you get a 0 right here? You can only get a 0 by subtracting, not adding. So let's try to subtract, and we see the way forward. So when you subtract, you get that. Now, of course, you know here we shall get a 0x, but of course there is no meaning. 0x is same as 0, so you may not necessarily add that. So 525x minus 525x, you get a 0, but there is no need of writing that 0. Then from there we say 735 minus a 950, you will get a negative 215. This side 2,835,000 minus 3,050,000. The answer we get is that. Now what is next? We want to get the value of y in simple terms. Let's get this in fractions. So there we are, and dividing both sides, by the way, by negative to 115. Now of course you all know negative divided by negative to give you a positive. This divided by this give you 1 1, that you're remaining with the y equals 2. Negative by negative will die off. This 215 divided by 215 will give you 1. A 1 against the remaining zeros, y will be the same as 1,000. I hope that makes some sense. Let's get there. Yeah, alright, good. Delete that off. There we move. Simply y is equal to 1,000 Uganda shillings. Now, how shall we get the other value of x? Of course, remember, our aim here is to get the value of x and the value of y. With that, we shall have gotten the prices for an exercise book and a textbook. And without wasting time, we get this value of y and substitute in any of the equations, either in this equation or get this value and substitute it in that equation. Any of your choice works for you. Any of your choice works for you. Any gives you the same answers. And of course, I'll use this language down. So shall I say, substitute y into equation 1. So I've opted for equation 1. Maybe I remind you of what equation 1 was. Equation 1 was 25x plus 35y is equal to 135,000. Already good. Now, the next part we're going to substitute. In the next part, you're going to substitute. Alright, good. Now I think that Here we had the value of y. Now 35 is right here, the value of y is 1000, so you substitute and have this multiplied like that. So in the next phase we harmonize. Alright, so in the next phase we're going to get this harmonized. Now of course you all know that when you apply it is logically it can be seen. 35 times 1000, you get 35 thousands, like we have it right here. There. Next you're going to solve this, of course must go the other side, collecting like terms. In the next part we shall say this minus that equals to 135,000 minus 35,000. Of course this cancels off, additive inverse, right, get this off. Okay, now after that we shall get 25 is equal to 100,000. This has called off. Subtract this minus this, you'll get 100,000. Next one, the value of x, so shall divide both sides by 25. We have that equals to that divided, and now what will be our value of x? 25 by 25 will give you 1, have the value of x. So 25 into 100, it will go there 4 times, plus the remaining zeros, it shall give us 4,000. Okay, and without wasting time, let's get there. Okay, so x is equal to 4,000. Okay, good. Now look where we are. We have the price for what an exercise book was, the price for a textbook. By the way, we do also logically, of course, if these values are confusing you, you all know that a textbook is more expensive than an exercise book. An exercise book is what you use when you are making notes. The students use for writing notes. Then a textbook is that typed work. A textbook is a typed work. Of course, a textbook is more expensive than exercise book. So automatically, this one here is a textbook. Price for textbook. This one here is for the exercise book. I don't want us to keep cross-checking and cross-checking to remind ourselves of what this is. But of course, remember, part A was asking for the price for an exercise book and the price for a textbook. We have gotten them, so we need to summarize or conclude. Please, in the new curriculum, you need to always conclude. Let's do that. So is there? The price of a textbook is 4,000, and that of an exercise book is 1,000. All right, that gets part A of this question really answered. It's just simple. All right, good. So please, our aim here, our journey is to at least make sure that, or my prayer in a way is that whoever watches the videos here, may you find them beneficial in a way that maybe some questions even appear in your name such that you get an A. Of course, that's what one would aim for. All right, and please, not only in the subjects we present here on the channel, but if you're a student, I advise you to as well read other subjects still, like the history, the biology, the geography, and so on. Anyway, that has been just as by the way. All right, good. But anyway, before I proceed, please just know, for whoever watches this channel, this is how grateful I am. That's my face all the time. Okay, that's my face all the time. In fact, oh, have I drawn a correct one? Let's get this right too. Now, okay, this is my face. That's my face to you. Just trying to mean that I'm always happy. Okay, now that is a simple short break. Let's move, I think. Now let's go to part B. We have gotten part A answered. Let's go to part B. What are they saying? Part B. So part B, they're saying, allow me to rest this off. So part B, they're saying, which bookshop would you advise Musa and Menya to buy from and why? By the way, remember, now about buying, of course, remember, originally we had Kampala Bookshop. Then somewhere we are talking of Mukono Bookshop. So there are two bookshops here we must see. And of course, any advice in mathematics, please, I just want to make this clear. Any advice in mathematics is that if it is about money, the thing which is cheap is what we take. So the right bookshop here is the one which provides books of the same type, books of the same type, but at a cheaper price. Hope that makes some bit of sense. We move. All right, good. Now let's see. That's saying Mukono Bookshop, the cost of a textbook is 5% less than that of an exercise book. The cost of a textbook is 5% less, and that of an exercise book is that of an exercise book is 5% more. Now more means a plus, less means a minus. Now let's ask ourselves, what is the price of a textbook? The price of a textbook in a Kampala bookshop. Those are the values of X and Y I've gotten at first. So the price of a textbook here was 4,000. I don't know if they're able to see that like that. Now this will be multiplied by 5% less than will be the 100 minus that 5 over total percentage, which is 100. The amount you get there will be the price for a textbook in Mukono bookshop. The addition about more, it will be more means you add, so 100 plus the 5 over total percentage, which is 100, times the price for that was 1,000, like that. And with this we shall get the prices in Mukono bookshop. Then later on we shall compare. Let's go to part B. We get that done. All right, we move. So please, Wakissha was not all that hard. Wakissha was not all that hard. Okay, big shout outs to whoever did Wakissha. I know you guys will be able to get the A's right here. Hoping okay, you did the same like we are doing here. All right, good. So part B, let's get there. So first get the information and extract from the question. They said the cost of a textbook is 5% less than that in Kampala. Okay, good. Then also, that's first of all. Then also next part we say the cost of a textbook is 5% more than that in Kampala. So 5% less, 5% more than that in Kampala. Of course, just know we have Mukono bookshop right there. Now, with this, let's get our table ready. We are going to get this done. Okay. Okay. Let's get this done. Oh, sorry. I don't know how that has come about, but I think it's due to network problem. I told you this GeoShare software disturbs a bit, but however, no worries. Okay. It disturbs a bit, you guys. Anyway, but there we go. So let's get our table drawn already. Then we go about explaining slow but sure. Please, maybe another thing I would like to put across is that please, ratios and proportions as a topic, please, has a part which we call scatter graphs. And of course, scatter graphs, please, back then in the old curriculum we used not to have them, but in the new curriculum they were later introduced. In the old curriculum we used to have scatter graphs only in A level, but here they were brought forward. So please, hope you go in the playlist and check for scatter graphs. You'll be checking on of course, as you're scrolling on the videos, you always read on those pictures before tapping in the video. There's always that specification for which topic that item is having, so that you can move. So now we'll get this explained a little bit. All right, good. So allow me to do that. This network was not okay, so network is not okay. All that's why the things are not all that to the level we want. But anyway, now here we are specifying in Kampala the price of a textbook is 4,000. That is in Kampala. But remember, if in another bookshop it is 5% less. So 5% less means that 100 minus, of course, total percentage is 100. So 100 minus the 5, of course, all that is in percentage. You get 95%. But I've said the cost of a textbook means that you will say now the 95 times the original price for Kampala to see whether it is less. So 95 over 100 times the 4,000, we shall get 3,800. We'll do the same for an exercise book in the next part. So for the exercise book, costs how much? 1,000. And of course, it is 100% more. That will be 100 plus 5, which will give you a 105%. Of course, I know someone will complain. Do we have a percentage which goes beyond? Please, in these calculations of increasing and decreasing, it is acceptable to come on like that. So that will be 105 over 100 times 1,000, and that will give us a 1050 in simple terms. Now, I think there is an increase. Now, I think that here it was 4,000 decreased to 3,800. Good. It was 1,000 increased to 10,050. And of course, I know still someone just like only 50. Yeah, it's an increase by the way, and we have to accept and also go with that. All right, good. But remember, our question was which one is better. But still, they reminded us that this guy is here about the same number of books in all bookshops. Like what you're meaning. Let's start with maybe. Okay, let's start with the right. Let's start with the, I think, Musa. So Musa, there we go. To remind you, the box is about most about 25 exercise books, rather 25 okay, most about 25 textbooks, and of course remember please, this X here was for the textbooks, and then this Y here was for exercise books. Allow me to write like that. So most about 25 textbooks and 35 exercise books. But remember, the price for textbook is this, multiplied by that. The price for this in Mukono is that, because we know that in Kampala these are the prices. Now I want to see what will be the total expenditure all together, but you really see that anyway, as per your comment, which one is better? Look, this one is 380. Anyway, now we find that this one is better. When it comes to textbook, Mukono is better, cheaper, and this one is high. When it comes to exercise books, this one is cheaper and this one is high. So there you can't tell. It means first can substitute and see as per the titles these people bought and see how much they will spend. So we substitute in there. Okay. Now you see that this 25 multiplied by X, and that's the value we have here. Of course, here textbooks X, exercise books Y. Now 35 times that, you get 131,750. Let's go for Menya. Menya also bought the very books he bought in Kampala, the other ones he bought even in Mukono. So we go about the substitutions same way. 21 times that, 38 times that, so we shall get 119. But remember now, we want to compare this. Remember, okay, I want to erase this off. Remember, here, right here, in Kampala, Musa spent 135,000 in buying items. That was in Kampala, if you go back in the question. And this one I spent 122,000. I think that to buy the same number of books. Now, which one is better? If you look, you realize that this one here is less than that, and this one here is less than that. So you realize that Mukono Bookshop is simple or a good one to use. Of course, Africans, we aim for cheap things. However, still they say cheap things are expensive. But anyway, we still stick on that. Okay, good. Now let's conclude and wind up with this very fast. Okay. So finally we conclude. Shall we say, I advise Musa and Menya to buy from Mukono Bookshop because the expenditure are less compared to those of Kampala modern style bookshop. And there we are. That is it. As simple as that. Alright, so that's the kind of conclusion we can bring in here. I advise Musa and Menya to buy from Mukono cheap. Of course, here we aim for cheap things. Mukono Bookshop because the expenditure are less compared to those of Kampala modern style bookshop. Alright, thank you very much for watching. I wish you well, and still for the senior folks who are doing the exams, I wish you success still, even in the final exams. Still the chapter continues. Even after senior 4 in A-level shall meet again in high gears. Teacher Mtanda is just here for you and you are there for him. Very good. We are ending here. Thank you. But please, maybe after this video there's always another pop-up which comes up. We always tend to put a video for you. Maybe you always look for it, wait and see it. If it works for you, then you tap in it and watch it. Please share, like, subscribe and comment, especially subscribing. Anyway, in simple terms, I would like to appreciate your subscriptions. Please, we have now 1K subscribers, and guess what, in just 6 months we have 1,000 subscribers. Not really easy, so thank you. It's all about your efforts, and of course I promise to always be there and provide where need be.